What's up, friends? Welcome back to another episode of Breaking Bad with me. Super excited for this one because the last episode left me on a massive cliffhanger, which I love, but at the same time I hate. A couple of major things happened. Obviously, we met Gus, who is a potential new distributor for him, and though he doesn't have the kind of intimidating appearance of Tuco, he definitely runs a tight business like he did and seems like a guy that you don't want to mess with, because one mistake, as we've seen, even not necessarily a mistake, just doing anything he doesn't like, you're out for good and he won't ever talk to you again. And so it was super interesting meeting him and seeing how he does things and the potential there. We also saw Jesse get into heroin, and hopefully he can get himself out of that rut, as well as Jane, because that'll probably remove him from any sort of dealings with Walter and could send him down a path that he can't recover from. So we'll see what happens there. And then obviously Skyler going to have the baby right now, just of course has to happen at the same time. Walter has the biggest deal of his life right now, and so we'll see what Walter decides. I can't wait to see what happens and how he grapples with whatever decision he makes, because either decision will probably ruin the other part of his life. If he decides to go to the baby being born, it'll ruin his meth possibilities with that distributor, maybe for a distributor for good. And then if he goes to the meth delivery, then it will ruin his relationship and possibly marriage with Skyler at that point. So very interested to see. Hopefully you guys are excited to watch me react to this episode. As always, if you'd like to watch along with me for the entire length of the episode, definitely check out my Patreon link. You can find that in the description. You'll be able to watch those a lot sooner than the YouTube edits as well. So if you'd like to catch those early, up to a week or even sooner, definitely check that out there. And if by the end of this video you enjoyed it, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up. That helps the video reach a lot more people, helps the channel out. So I appreciate you guys who do that. I'm ready to get into this one, so let's go ahead and hop into episode 12. This isn't the hospital, man. Looks like he chose the drop-off. Again, I don't know if he can do both in the same amount of time or what's going down.
Marie. Oh, Christ, Marie. How? Oh, thank God. Is she beautiful?
Oh, Walter did miss it. This guy. I don't see any way Walter can talk himself out of this one.
Skyler, I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
Oh, it's a cute baby. And Skyler certainly doesn't look as upset as I thought she would be.
Hey there, girl.
No way, dude. Ted is there. What the
Walt.
heck is this fool doing here?
Oh, Ted drove me here, thank God.
Walter is going to freaking kill Ted. I'm so worried for him. At the same time, I'm not, though. Ted's being a homewrecker right now. I guess that explains why she was looking happy when he first got in here, because she had Ted at her side.
I left my overnight bag at home this morning, but I'm so glad the way it all worked out.
Let me go get your things.
Okay.
Whoa, I guess I was super stressed out, not necessarily for too much then. I thought Skyler was going to be crazy upset, but maybe it's just partly because it's soon after the baby's born. She's high on emotion. Wow, he actually pulled off the deal. I'm amazed that he was able to do that and get to the baby in not a whole lot of time. I'm just waiting for something to go wrong, because surely there's not going to be like no consequence for Walter's actions in that last episode and the beginning of this.
Dad, I'm running late, but I'll be there. Baby, I gotta go. Somebody broke in.
It says it like it's nothing. Does Jesse not remember anything, and is he going to think someone stole their meth and it wasn't Walter?
No!
This poor man thinks he's going to get killed by Walter without knowing he's the one who told Walter where it was.
I was scared I wouldn't make it. I really didn't think I would. Calling sick 3 days in a row. I know my boss is pissed. I guess I don't really care.
Her dad knows that something's up. Shoot, that sucks. This is sad, man. This is getting to some real life heavy stuff right here.
You seen anyone?
No.
What about that guy next door?
What do you mean?
Well, he seemed to have some expectation of you introducing me to him.
He knows you own the place.
Her dad's no slouch. He's smart enough to figure out stuff on his own. Also, I wonder how the dad would react if he found out that Jesse was shooting up with his daughter.
I got robbed. What? They got all of our stuff. I mean, say something, man, all right? Yell at me or something. Come on. Mr. White.
Whoa, that was not how I was expecting Walter to play it. Interesting. He's not even going to tell Jesse it was him. He's just going to let Jesse suffer, thinking it's his mistake.
We got mild, medium, and muy caliente. Hey.
I got
Heck yes, give me some more Hank.
Toys from others.
Oh, yeah, seriously. You gotta try it.
We got a crazy amount of Hank in like the first half of the season, but we haven't gotten much Hank the past couple episodes, which makes me sad. I love Hank.
I'll be back at work soon.
Back at work soon?
It might be a good idea to have some money coming in.
Mom's even talking about me getting a job.
That's right. Everybody pitches in.
Walter doesn't like that. He's losing control on the situation. We know how much Walter likes to have clear control.
See?
Oh my gosh. Walter, you absolute madman, showing your baby your million. Start 'em young, right? That's how the best drug dealers come about.
This place looks exactly the same.
First time Jesse's shown up here.
You took the stash. I heard all those phone messages and I figured it out.
Figured it out, huh? Blasted it out of your mind on whatever the hell that was. What was that? Heroin? And you made me miss the birth of my daughter.
I knew that he was going to blame Jesse for it. And I mean, kind of for good reason, because it was Jesse's fault. He had to be in two places at once.
So where's my money? What?
If I gave you that money, you would be dead inside of a week.
I'm clean, Mr. White.
Dang, Walter is cutting Jesse out of the business.
If you are clean, I will give you every last dime. Until then, you'll just have to depend on the kindness of strangers to get high. That and your little junky girlfriend.
Uh-oh, that's not... Dang, man, that was a great scene. So many emotions going on during that. That may have been like a last straw moment for each of them. Walter knowing that Jesse's not clean, and Jesse hearing Walter insult Jane.
Your son, he's just unbelievable. Come see what he did.
I told you it's not ready yet.
Honey, just show it to them.
Oh, that's super sweet, man. Walter Jr.'s the man. It's gonna break Walter's heart seeing that, though.
But we can't ask for money.
This was all his idea. He worked so hard on it.
You can't ask him to take it down.
It's charity.
Why do you say that like it's some sort of dirty word?
Walter's pushing his luck, man. I feel like he always pushes his luck, and somehow he still survives.
Well, I guess that's why gangsters had malls.
What?
Gun malls. Haven't you ever seen White Heat? Maybe you need a mall more than you need a wife who you can't trust with your secret.
Is Walter ever going to reach the point where he ditches Skyler because he wants to spend the money?
It cannot be blind luck or some imaginary relative who saves us. No, I earned that money. Me! And now my son created his own website, SaveWalterWhite.com.
Man, Walter is so just obsessed with his own image and getting credit for everything. That was a super telling conversation right there.
He can make it so 20 or 30,000 little donations come in from all over the U.S. and Canada. Untraceable from the good-hearted people of the world. I'm getting a warm and fuzzy.
Dude, Saul is his freaking guardian angel. That sounds absolutely genius. Although that look from Walter is pretty scary. It doesn't seem like that's going to work. I guess it kind of relates to that conversation or that moment in his class the one time where he got angry in the middle of teaching about not being appreciated for inventions or things like that. Maybe that's how he's feeling right now, or how he's always felt. He wants to be appreciated for what he's doing.
Dad? I overslept. I'm on my way.
I don't think she can pull it off 2 times in a row with that excuse.
Dad?
Oh no. He's gonna freaking kill Jesse. He's gonna find the heroin too.
Jesse, no!
Back off!
Dad! Okay, everybody just calm down!
What's with you, yo, huh? Because I'll seriously bust you up.
You miserable little smackhead, get the hell out!
This is so tense right now, man. Something's gonna happen. This can't end well.
You're going back to rehab today. You have been clean for 18 months, Jane. Why? Why do you do it?
What, you think I'm proud of this? What are you doing?
I'm calling the police.
Oh, shoot, man. He's pulling out all the stops now. Goodness. I'm so tense right now during this scene.
I want you in rehab.
Okay, I'll go first thing tomorrow.
Not tomorrow, today.
I have to call into work. I have to stop the newspaper. Please.
I'm sorry, I made a mistake.
Oh, wow. The sweet daughter routine worked on him. I thought he was going to be set on sending her to rehab. That was an amazing scene, man. The acting was incredible from all three of them, especially Kristen Ritter. That was incredible.
You meant all that?
I don't know. I just think if we had enough money, nobody can make us do anything.
Oh, that's so sad. In a matter of like 2 episodes, she's completely just changed her persona. Jesse's not too much different from what he was before, but credit to Kristen Ritter, man. She's playing almost 2 different characters right now. And I gotta kind of feel for the dad, man. I'm sure he's been going through it forever, and to walk in on that situation, I don't blame him for wanting to get Jesse out of there.
This is Walter White.
Hello, Walter White. It's Jane. You know, of Jesse and Jane. Jesse's junkie girlfriend.
Oh, yes.
Jane is calling him. Dang, she's making the moves now. Shoot.
Some kind of blackmail or something? Dialing my number, talking to my wife.
This is blackmail. High school teacher turned drug dealer with a brother-in-law in the DEA. Do right by Jesse, or I will burn you to the ground.
Ooh, that line, burn you to the ground. Does that have connections to the little teases we've been seeing all season? Jane's coming in here pretty confident without knowing what Walter's true potential is. I'll give her credit, but Walter might do something pretty wild when he gets pushed like that.
You're in the right here. He's in the wrong. He's not stupid. He'll pay.
I mean, he's my partner.
I'm your partner.
Dang, there's a massive wedge driven between Walter and Jesse now. They've had their issues in the past, but this one seems pretty serious. I don't know if they're going to recover from this.
Finally asleep. What you doing? Learning about elephants?
I love that framing, man. I don't know if this was intentional by the director of the episode, but to me, not showing Skyler's face at all in that moment tells me that like Walter right now is only thinking about himself. He's not focused on anything else.
Jesse, not you. Nice job wearing the pants.
Oh man, Walter has no shortage of insults for Jesse this episode.
How do I know she'll keep quiet?
I guess you don't.
Don't say that, Jane. Walter doesn't like loose ends.
You're not seeing straight, Jesse. You are making a mistake.
Jane's completely taken over Jesse's life at this point. Before, I thought it was a bit of a mutual downward spiral. Now it just feels like Jane's taken over him and using him.
We're not gonna just shoot this up our arms, Jesse. We're way better than that. I say we flush what we've got left. And we start tonight.
Yeah, we can do that. Definitely.
They're not gonna do it. Freaking love Kristen Ritter in this episode, man. Her acting is so good. She's stealing the show from Aaron Paul. Also, surely it's all just talk of them leaving, right? Jesse's not actually gonna leave and like remove himself from the show.
I'm pulling into Walmart now, so, okay. Well played.
This guy knows what's up. Oh, dude, it's Jane's dad. Whoa, I was not expecting that.
This nephew he's an adult. I do know what is best for you, so listen. Of course they don't. I mean, what do you do with someone like that? Family. Can't give up on them. Never. What else is there?
Wow, there's so much meaning in that line because it relates to Walter talking about Jesse as his nephew, not giving up on Jesse as far as business goes. But at the same time, it relates to Walter's actual family and not giving up on them by prioritizing the meth cooking. I love how many moments in the show there are like that, where the dialogue just has so many different directions it can apply to.
Wake up, Jesse. Wake up.
Oh, she rolled on her back. Shoot. I forgot that she said that earlier to Jesse, that you shouldn't do that. Oh my gosh. Walter's gonna let her die, isn't he? Yo, this monster, man, Walter, I cannot believe you, dude. Oh my gosh, Bryan Cranston's acting is unbelievable, dude. That was so powerful right there, man. That was some of his best acting of the series, and it was such a small and subtle moment. That's the second time Walter's technically killed someone in the show, right? Because he killed Crazy 8 legitimately. Other than that, though, that's like the only second one, right? Even though he wasn't the direct killer. Ooh, I have so many things to say about the end of that. The end of the last episode and now the end of this episode have been phenomenal television. The end of this episode specifically is probably one of the best, most impactful moments of the show for me so far. I know I probably overuse that a lot, but that's probably just because the show keeps getting better in quality for me as I watch it. I'll get it out of the way right at the start. I'm devastated that Kristen Ritter is out of the show now. I loved her in the show this season, and I assume she's dead, that she's out for good now after that scene. I don't think she's getting resuscitated or anything like that. And that sucks because I loved her addition to the show. She was a great cast member. Loved her relationship with Jesse. All the ups and downs. There were some very high ups, very low downs. And so I thought she brought a lot to that show. So it'll be interesting to see what other main cast member we get to kind of fill that void. But seeing Walter come in and accidentally flip her on her back and kind of cause that situation to happen, and then just staring at her and letting it happen, was a huge moment for his character. The first time he killed someone with Crazy 8, it was really to protect his own life and his family's life, because had Crazy 8 lived, he would have gone after them. This time though, unless I'm missing something else, this is only the second time Walter has been pretty directly responsible in a death. He let her die in order to gain control over Jesse and over the situation. And I guess in a way, she posed a potential threat to his family by exposing them with the information she knew. But as we saw in her last interaction with Jesse, that they were going to just move away or whatever, kind of get out of everybody else's lives, do their own thing. For me, that moment was definitely a little bit more cold-blooded as far as Walter goes, because Jane definitely didn't have to die in that situation, but I kind of understand Walter's motives there. But just seeing the changes in his character, just in Bryan Cranston's facial expressions in that moment, was unbelievable. The way that he switched from being all emotional and crying to almost in an instant changing to just kind of this serious, evil, ruthless looking guy again. It's just that continual push of that mentality, that side of Walter, just overcome and get rid of the more softer, compassionate side of him. It's just amazing to see, and it's done in a way that's so convincing because of Bryan Cranston, also because of how great the writing is. And I love the last interaction before that with Walter and Jane's dad. Obviously, poor Jane's dad, man, he's just been through it. Obviously, he saw his daughter fall back down into drugs. He'll think that that's all it was that killed her, was just her overdosing or something. And so how he said, family, it's all you have, like that's probably all he has left. And so his life is probably ruined now as well. But also in that conversation, Walter talks to him about how he knows exactly what's best for Jesse, and no matter how much he tells him that, he won't listen. And so he's now taking matters into his own hands and kind of forcing Jesse into the lifestyle that he considers best for him. And it's kind of a bit of a gray area, because Jane being removed from the picture is going to kind of emotionally destroy Jesse, I imagine, unless he thinks that it was just an overdose and doesn't find out about Walter's involvement. But Jane was the one who introduced Jesse to heroin and was kind of dragging him down, turning him into this different person. And so in that sense, it does kind of remove a little bit of a toxic relationship, what had eventually become a toxic relationship for him. I'm not sure I believe that they would have given up heroin and just just moved off and lived happily ever after because they got back into drugs immediately after they said they were going to throw everything else out. So in a way, I can see how Walter helped Jesse in that situation, but I don't think it's for the right reasons, and maybe that's crazy of me to say that, but who knows, even after Jane's gone, Jesse might just go deeper into drugs and heavier stuff and just ruin his life. And it makes me think that maybe, just maybe, all the teases of the blown up stuff in Walter's backyard, maybe Jesse could be the one that did that, because if there's any chance he finds out that Walter killed Jane or was at least somewhat responsible for her dying, I feel like Jesse's just gonna absolutely lose it and go against Walter. But I don't know. If somehow I get through the next episode and it doesn't tell me what happened or what's been happening in those little segments where it shows the stuff all blown up or whatever in the backyard and the two bodies in the driveway, I don't know if I can handle waiting until next season to figure out what happened there. But anyway, fantastic episode, a lot to think about for sure, and I mostly just talked about the ending moments of that episode because of how good they were. Obviously there's the whole other situation with Saul again saving Walter's bacon by figuring out a way to use Walter Jr.'s GoFundMe or charity, whatever it is he set up as a way for Walter to funnel his drug money into it. And it seems like Walter was ready to go ahead with that method, so we'll see if he takes Saul's advice and goes through that guy to get the money to his family that way. And I mentioned it while I was watching, but I'll mention again how much I love the dad's acting in this episode as well, Jane's dad. This was really only the second time we'd kind of seen him a lot, but he gave a great performance, especially just as a small supporting character. Doubt we'll ever see him again, so I thought he did great in his moments. But we only have one more episode in the season, and I'm freaking stoked. I can't wait to see what happens. I'm sure there will be a lot of craziness, because at the end of the first season, it kind of ended abruptly where Jesse and Walter had set up the business with Tuco, and it seemed like all was well. It feels like forever ago that we saw Tuco, but I'm sure that now we're in the second season and the show is probably expected to move forward from here at this point. There wasn't any questions of cancellations or anything. I'm sure we'll probably get a big cliffhanger, but I've been loving watching along with you all so far. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the ride with me, and if you enjoyed this video, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up. That helps the video reach a lot more people, helps the channel out. As always, if you'd like to watch along with me for the entire length of the episodes, definitely check out my Patreon link in the description. That's where you can find those, and those always go up earlier than the episodes on YouTube, sometimes a week or more earlier. But until the season finale of season 2, I look forward to seeing you all later. Peace.